Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to the video. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to take a look at this WWE Elite figure of the British Bulldog from the Monday Night War WWE versus WCW wave Build-A-Figure Golga from Monday Night Raw or just Raw from 9/12/98. Here's the packaging. This is from his appearance on Raw, September 25th, 1995. This particular attire that he's wearing. This is Davey Boy Smith. Let's read here. Raw, September 25th, 1995. After a slugfest against Undertaker in the main event of Raw, the British Bulldog beat down the dead man with help from men on a mission. His career highlights: Intercontinental Champion, World Tag Team Champion, European Champion. Build-A-Figure Golga. We got the legs. They're still in here. They're kind of heavy. I didn't even take them out. Here's the four figures to make this Build-A-Figure, and I don't know who this guy is. I don't have any desire to get him, but Booker T or Kane, if they crossed paths with me, I would pick them up. I would get them if the price was right. And then once I did that, if I ended up having all three of these Build-A-Figure parts, then I would have to get this guy who I don't even know who he is. British Bulldog. Davey Boy Smith. Let's do the tail of the tape. He's from Manchester, England. Height 5'11", weight 260 pounds. His finishing move is the running power slam. We have a picture of him, a photo here from that Raw appearance, and the figure comes in that attire, and here's the figure. And look, one of the first things I like to do when I get these figures is I like to see if I can put the figure in the same position or the same pose as close as I can get to what's on the back of the package. And that's what we got. All right. It doesn't look bad. We could turn him a little bit maybe. All right, so here's the figure. Really nice figure. I really like this red, white, and blue attire. Everything about this, actually. Let's bring him in for a closer look. Head to toe. Here's the head sculpt. It looks just like him. There's no mistaking who that is. It looks just like he looked on the box, doesn't it? Now let's get to the head sculpt, because when this arrived today, I got this guy today, there was paint, like oversplash, imperfection on both of his ears. If you look closely with this camera, this new camera, you can even see. So I only put like one quick layer of some acrylic paint pen over the black spots of hair. You can even see there's a little one right here in his face. There's a little bit of stuff on his forehead that I don't think is supposed to be there. I don't think those are supposed to be like hairs, but I haven't touched those yet. So I already put some paint on both of these ears since I have those acrylic paint pens now. But that wasn't the only paint. Now this is unusual, at least for me. Even though I buy a lot of figures, I've had really good luck. He doesn't come with this microphone. Let me point that out. He does come with some hands. Okay, so out of the box, he comes with two fists. He has two gripping hands just like this, and then he has two open palms. And that's those 6 hands. If every single wrestling figure came just like how I described, like this figure of the British Bulldog, I would be happy. I feel like every figure should have those 3 selections of hands. So he didn't come with this microphone, though. But there was also an imperfection here on the inside of the arm that had to do with some overpaint or overspray or something from this armband. There was even some paint mess up here, and I added a little white to it. That hasn't been fixed yet. That was like that. I need to add a little red to that. So in the past, before I got these acrylic paint pens that I use now to fix my action figures, this would have pissed me off. But now I can just fix it. It's not a big deal. Moving right along. This is a great body type for him. I think it looks as close as we can get to what we saw in those photos. It looks real good. He's not a real tall guy. It lists him at 5'11". He might even have been a little shorter than that. He was a heavy dude, though. Big, thick dude. He really was probably 260. I like these tights. I like the all white. So he's got all white boots, nothing on them. They look great, real clean. The rest of the paint right here is so clean. This looks great because I actually saw a couple different people review this figure already and saw just the same problem that we have up here, except it was down here onto the white and it was red smeared and blue smeared and it looked like crap, but it would have been easy to fix. But if you don't fix your action figures, that would have pissed me off, right? Um, so I think this is a perfect figure for him. It looks really great. Of course, you know, you've got all kinds of great stuff that comes with these Mattel WWE figures. You've got pinless joints on the elbows that's double jointed. There are pins in the legs, but that's not a big deal to me. But they are there, if that bothers you. Um, Really, this is an excellent figure as far as sometimes we have problems with these figures, with stuff being a little loose, stuff being legs being floppy, with these hips not going all the way up, especially the ankles. When we get to that new Hulk Hogan figure I have, we'll talk about it. But this guy's real tight, looks really good. Let's set him back down and we'll finish up the video and we'll talk a little bit about Davy Boy Smith and about collecting action figures. So he's from England, from Manchester, England. Um, uh, Collecting action figures of the wrestling type, if you're a classic wrestling fan, um, almost all of these guys are dead. All right, and a lot of them died young and tragically. And Davy Boy Smith is a part of that. Uh, but his death is a little bit more unusual. It's excuse me. It's not alcohol or drug related at all, but he was very young. He's 39 years old. He was some people say getting ready to make a comeback, and he was on vacation in Canada, and he passed away of a heart attack. A coroner found him to die of a heart attack. They also found that the heart attack was related to a cardiac arrhythmia that was due to prolonged steroid and HGH, human growth hormone usage. So it had affected multiple organs in his body, and his death it was involved in the damage to his heart. Uh, but some people speculate that he was at 39 ready to make a comeback. This was in 2002. He was getting ready to come back to WWE if he could, and he was training. So I'm going to speculate that that additional added stress might have been what partially what caused the heart attack. But there was other problems he was having, right? Prolonged steroid use, like he had done his whole adult life, it damages not all kinds of organs, and one of the organs that it really damages is your brain. Okay, I mean it literally atrophies your brain. It destroys both gray and white matter. It reduces so it affects a bunch of areas. Like we know about things like it affects causes depression and anxiety. So psychiatric problems, but it's not reported that Davey had any of those problems. But one thing that does affect, just like I said, it lowers your cognition, is your judgment. So if you're a lifetime athlete like this guy, and you're ready to make a comeback, I'm guessing, I'm speculating he was training hard, and lack of judgment. Even though this guy's a professional, he's pushing himself too hard, and that's that. If his brain had been clear, maybe anyway. Prolonged, it's bad. Steroids are bad, but so it's sad that we lost this guy at a young age, like everybody. So many of these other guys on the table, man, it's so wild. Uh, a lot of times, like this is another one of those figures. I talked about it the other day. I've watched this guy a lot on wrestling on TV, a lot. Even to this day, I still watch him. But there's so many wrestlers, and I watch so much wrestling. I hadn't taken the time to do a deep dive and to find out what happened to him until today, when I received this figure and decided to make a video about it. Well, it's a great figure. Uh, these videos that I make about these wrestling figures sometimes are going to have odd, depressing endings like this. But if you're a wrestling fan, you get me and you know what I'm talking about. But it is something that's really cool about this part of the hobby, I'm just going to say, because I collect all kinds of other action figures, as you can see on the table. But only wrestling is it where I'm collecting figures of real people. And frequently, those real people had like tragic endings. It like they had, like Conan, tremendous, great mirth and great melancholy, a lot of them. And so it's that adds like pathos or something. It adds something, it makes something about it a little more interesting in a different way than just fictional comic book characters or people from movies or cartoons. Um, yeah, I think it does. It adds something to it. I'm not sure what, but you know, if you enjoyed the video, if you'd like, you can like, and if you enjoyed the vibe, you can subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Let's zoom in a little bit on Davey Boy Smith, can we? Manchester, England. He was a member of a very popular tag team when I was, I guess, in my 20s, the British Bulldogs. All right. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.